What's up, guys? Welcome to RollPlay R&D. We're headed into week number 4 here. Sean, what is that you are eating? Chew faster and tell me what that looks like. A confectionery delight.
It is a everything bagel with salmon, cream cheese, capers, onions, and tomatoes.
That sounds fucking gross.
No, that sounds amazing, Sean.
I'm not a fan of anything that you just listed except for bagel.
It's a bagel with orange juice, candy canes,
Yes!
lemon citrus, paint thinner,
Woo!
and a bagel.
The paint thinner really brings it all together.
The paint thinner.
Yum.
So good. Oh my god.
Oh, God. Well, we'll come back to you. We'll let you eat in peace. We'll get back to you to play catch-up here in a bit. What have you been up to, man? Playing Dota?
Playing
Dota
some
things?
Dota with you. Mask of Madness,
Yeah.
just being crazy and having fun. Actually, this morning, my son, who is totally awesome, I just thought I'd brag for a second about him.
Yeah.
He last night was like, hey, tomorrow morning there's a robotics competition at the school. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, they're going to compete with robots. I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, and it's free. And I go, well, shit, let's do it, buddy. So we actually went there for about an hour and a half this morning and watched people, compete with robots, which is pretty cool. He can't do it till next year, till he's in 3rd grade. So he got a taste. He was studying, and he already has an idea what he's going to do. So that was fun though. That was.
Did you videotape that? He's so adorable.
I didn't, but you know what? Like, honestly, if I just videotaped every adorable thing he did, I would never have a moment to myself. So
You
I
have
just
too much YouTube money is what it is.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
just want everyone else to have that.
Before we started the show, he was like telling us how Mini-Wheat uses the computer as like a jungle gym. He's like explaining it. I'm like, oh, he's so cute.
Oh man,
He's so adorable. I've been watching him like stream and stuff too, like as he's grown up. I can't believe he's already 8. It's like such a little cutie pie.
8 years old.
yeah, 8 years old.
Wow.
Means Wheat is getting older.
That's exactly what it means.
Aren't you 8, Marcus?
I'm 9 now. Yep, almost.
Dude, man, you were getting it on at age 1.
That's true.
An idea still more appropriate than everything that happened in week 3 of roleplay.
Marcus doesn't waste any time. Anything else, Marcus?
Nope. I'm excited for today. That's it.
Cool. Steven, what's going on with you?
Oh man,
What have you? More importantly, what have you cooked in the past week?
that is the important question.
Yeah.
Not too much is going on with me.
I can't wait till we do a reunion and have Steven make us food.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just volunteering him.
Last night I made a white pizza on my pizza stone in my oven.
Racist.
It's awesome, delicious.
Stone.
What is it? Like last Sunday, I think we had like an awesome like snack dinner with like seared Brussels sprouts and like deviled eggs and fresh bread and cheese and like all sorts of delicious finger foody type stuff. Homemade guacamole, corn chips, not homemade corn chips.
Oh.
I'm not at the level of making my own corn chips.
So,
Not yet.
do you eat fast food or do you just?
Oh,
say-
hell yeah.
Okay.
Motherfucking Five Guys. So
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
Okay.
do you talk about fast food the way that you talk about the other food? Like, yeah, I went to McDonald's and I got 2 white buns with some thinly sliced beef
Absolutely,
and a little bit of
man.
American
Like-
cheese on there.
There's like the
Overcooked.
Five
peppered with
Guys, burgers
Diced
and fries.
onions.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you get on your burger at Five Guys? That's the question.
Oh man, all dressed or whatever the hell it is in the States these days. Plus jalapenos,
Okay.
and it's always a
Oh,
cheeseburger
yeah.
because the cheese just like oozing out the
Yeah,
sides,
yeah.
the slices of
That's how
American
it should
cheddar, thinly cut, melting to the wrapper.
Oh my god!
Are you hearing me, Sean?
Oh
Yummy.
shit! I'm like getting a little wiggly just thinking about like jalapenos with like sharp cheese.
Yeah.
Like I actually had a burger last night at the counter, and I want to tell everyone what I get.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a 3rd pound beef with soft ripened brie, basil pesto, sautéed mushrooms, baby spinach, and fresh jalapenos, not roasted.
Yes,
You
Fresh
have me at
jalapenos.
pesto.
Yeah, man. And then I get it on an English muffin bun.
That's pretty
I'm
good.
so hungry now. We just lost half our viewers because they left to go get
what
food.
the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing?
JP, what do you like at Jack in the Box?
Well, typically I'll go with the number. What is it? 18, Sean? Is that what I? So
They
Sean
go to
called. What he's
high
bringing up and
numbers?
referencing. Sean called me one night when I was going to Jack in a Box, and I just ordered while he was on the phone, and like this 2-minute order went through, and I picked Sean back up on the phone, and he's just laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
He's like, "What did you just order?" This is like
Everything.
This was like a month or two ago. It was a 3 a.m. or something Jack in a Box run, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, it was like one of those like, you know what? Yeah, I'll get a raspberry cheesecake. Like one of those just random.
It's when they offer you that extra thing at the end and everyone says no. I said yes.
Anything that lady offered, you said yes to.
Yeah.
She's like, "Would you like to try some like shortbread with cream cheese?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'll have that."
I'll take that.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let's get
Is
Yeah.
it good?
Yeah.
Of course.
Do you want to
Maybe
supersize that?
too.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Just say
So-
yes, man.
Barbecue sauce with the fries? Yeah.
Oh, you never do barbecue sauce with the fries. That's an automatic no.
Oh, you caught me lying.
Yeah, that's an automatic no.
Except
barbecue
at
sauce.
barbecue places where they serve like the steak fries and they have like 30 types of barbecue, then
I don't like
I feel like
barbecue.
it's
That's pretty good.
appropriate. Yeah.
And then maybe I'm a weirdo. I just
All
don't
right.
like
And not seriously. Seriously.
Maggie, what have you been eating lately?
eating. Lots of food. Lots of things. I've been eating healthier than you guys, apparently. I don't,
Well, I'm drinking
I
a
don't
protein shake right now. I don't eat any of this stuff. I just think
I
about
don't really
eating it
eat
now.
out that much, or will like, what do you call it? Fast food restaurants. I try to avoid them. But, I'm trying to be healthy. I got like Spartan races and shit to do, so I can't just be eating everything. Otherwise, that means I have to run like 20 million miles more.
Man,
Which
Spartan
that.
races are the perfect excuse to eat everything.
Is that where you
'Cause you're
dress up
working
like
out.
as a Halo Spartan?
Yeah,
and
but
run,
you
or
have to
what
eat
is
like
it?
certain things. Like you can't just
Yeah, that's
eat
true.
everything, and you feel really sick after you eat like really greasy, gross food.
What is a
unfortunately.
Spartan race?
It's crazy. So like you're not only are you running, but you're also doing like you're climbing, you're moving like tractor tires, you're jumping, you're walking over coal, I don't know, you're doing all kinds of like weird stuff
They
that
make you walk over coal to get fit? Is it like burning?
yeah.
Burns the fat right off the feet.
What are these
Yeah,
people
exactly.
thinking?
It's hardcore.
The measures that people go these days to lose weight.
I'm not losing weight. I'm just trying to stay healthy and fit. Like I don't need to lose weight. That's not my problem. My problem is like I just want to stay healthy and, make healthy life choices so I can live to be, as old as Mrs. Lady Amsel over there,
Getting those getting those burns on your feet, you're gonna live
Good
to
luck
100
with
years
that,
old.
my dear.
But as far as like what I've been up to, if you didn't know, EverQuest Next Landmark is an alpha now, and I have been helping a lot with that stuff. We just had a huge event at the SOE campus, and I got to interview a lot of people post getting to play for a little session, and that was a lot of fun. I was dressed up as an elf, awesome Vanu elf. So
Nice.
if you're into
Nice.
cosplay, you can go check that out as well. I've posted some photos on Twitter and Facebook, and I'm sure a million other people took tons of photos of me. I don't know where they are, but it was a lot of fun. And I don't know, I've been just playing a lot of games. I've been checking out this new game. Well, not a new game, but it's called Panzer. I don't know if any of you guys have checked it out yet.
Panzer? No.
Panzer.
Nope.
AR.
Never heard of it.
No? But
Sounds-
it's a
sounds
cool kind of MOBA
oriented.
game. I don't know if you guys like Smite. I like Smite a lot, and it's kind of similar to that, but it's a kind of over-the-shoulder MOBA style. It's cool. You should check it
Panzer?
out. Yeah, you should check it out.
Panzer.
Maybe we could all play together sometime. It's a longer download, so I would recommend like downloading it while
Later.
you're watching this.
Oh, I see.
That sounds like a name where game companies are just running out of things to name, and they wanted Panzer.com. Or they
But it's
wanted
true,
a
right?
.com.
I think it's a Russian game, so
I mean,
maybe
I
like-
think a lot of stuff is actually picked that way, JP. Believe it.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, I
not.
know it. I know
Yeah.
it.
Well, with like candy being trademarked and all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck, what do you
it,
do?
it
with
means
candy?
we're running out of names.
We are.
You know, I will say, I think we talked about this last week, that like all the Eastern game developers' game names are just like all the permutations on the same 15 words.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Castle Story, and like, you know, Legend Forge.
I think it gets lost in translation a lot of the times. I just want to put that out there because I see what things are in like other languages. And for instance, I'm half German, if you didn't know. And a lot of times when I see people translate things from German to English, I'm like, that doesn't seem right. Like, it's not that it's not right. It's similar, but it's not exactly what they're trying to portray. And I think a lot of the times when you see people translating what people are saying as well, like English people who are speaking English will kind of translate it in a much shorter terminology just so that it's easier for you to understand. But really, the person is eloquently saying something. You know, when you hear Steven explain how he orders his food, you know, it's very, you know, very descriptive. So those people are being descriptive, but the translation is not very descriptive because people are trying to translate as fast as they possibly can. So they're dumbing it down a bit. And that's something just to keep in mind.
You speak German, Maggie?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And also a little bit of French and Tagalog and Pampanga and English.
What?
So-
Wow.
What?
I don't even know
why
what
does-
those middle names were.
Yeah, I don't even know where those countries are.
Yeah, isn't that a type of like spice?
She just
Papali?
made
Like-
up her own language, guys. She can't speak that many languages.
Pampanga and Tagalog are Filipino languages. I'm actually half Filipino as well.
Wow. Half German, half Filipino.
I was born in the Philippines.
How did you
I
get
came
to
here
the
when I was
States?
younger. My dad was in
Welcome
the
to
Air
Real
Force.
Talk with Maggie.
My dad was in the Air
Apparently.
Force, so we like traveled a lot. So I've never really lived anywhere that long. I think San Diego is the longest place I've lived, and it's been for work. So I don't really have friends or family here. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I've lived kind of everywhere, and my dad met my mom in the Air Force in the Philippines.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. I'm looking
Story
at
of my
these.
life. Welcome to RollPlay R&D.
Role play.
You're learning my
Maggie.
background story.
Exactly. This Panzer game actually looks decent. They have a shit ton of maps too. Like
Yeah, it's really
15
cool.
maps.
And Smite added a ton of gods, so I need to go back in there and play. So, yeah,
Cool.
fun
Well,
stuff.
Last but not least, Sean, what have you been doing not eating? We know what
I've
you've
actually-
been eating.
I've been eating actually very healthy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went almost completely gluten-free for like a week.
How was that?
And not like a decision. I just sort of kind of noticed that that's what was happening because then I ate like an entire loaf of bread and brie, and I
Realized
just
how good
I
it was.
felt like anxious and weird and shitty afterwards. I don't know. I went bread crazy. And then I watched Terminator 2.
Went bread crazy. What?
Yeah, I had like
Who says
bread
that?
lust. No, you know, because sometimes you get all fucked up on bread because you like had too much bread and you become not yourself. There's
That doesn't really happen to
documentation
me.
for
I
this.
just eat bread a lot.
maybe that's when you stop, you're just gonna come out and be like, oh my god, it's like when JP stops eating bread, it'll be like when Neo woke up out of the Matrix for the first time and was like,
Maybe.
I pulled that thing out of his mouth and yeah, and then I watched Terminator 2 Judgment Day last night, and that was really awesome.
Nice.
I also got the chance to play a lot of StarCraft 2 arcade games yesterday, and
Oh yeah, that looks freaking awesome and
dude,
fun.
Star
You know what?
Dodgeball.
I'm gonna have to say
Yeah.
that I'm glad that they're picking up on that they need to make kind of different game modes and stuff like that because for like the people who aren't super competitive and like have a bajillion APM, you know.
Well, Sean still has a bajillion APM and just,
Oh, I know. Well,
apparently
let's
he's
not
really
talk about
good at
Sean.
this. What was it?
Star
This
Dodgeball.
Star Dodgeball.
Oh, I love Star Dodgeball.
Have you played that
man.
yet, Wheat? The reigning champion of Star Strikers?
Yes, I have. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, Zealot Hockey too is pretty great.
Zealot Hockey.
Zealot Hockey.
Sounds
And
awesome.
Ice Baneling Escape.
I've played Ice Banding.
Magecraft.
Fuck that game.
Oh, dude, we beat 15 levels last night.
How many? There's what, 20 in there? How many are there in full?
21, I think.
Nice. Cool. Well, let's play some role play. So, or some dungeon role. I guess is the best way to say that. Steven, I think where we last left off.
He's currently plotting our death.
I am
yeah.
currently
Well,
plotting.
Sean actually like activated some gargoyle or something. So I think we're
I-
about to fight that.
I always end up like I prep for like an hour and a half before the show and I get all sorts of stuff done. It's like, oh, crazy ideas, fantastic. Yeah, let's do that. Write that down. Take notes on that. Awesome.
And then we're like, go to the left field.
Exactly. Well, but not only that, but like you tend to interact with all the stuff that I prep in ways that I don't expect, which is totally awesome.
Yeah.
But then I always feel like, oh God, there's important things I don't know, so I have to write it down. And I'm like writing while we're all introducing each other. It's
The
great.
life of the DM.
Yep.
Yes.
Or I guess the MC in some games, whatever you want to
But
call it.
it's totally awesome. So what did we do last time? We made it out of the tower that we were exploring, Dolan's Pinnacle. And we had an adventure getting back to town, Jon, where we fought a couple wyverns.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got into town and rested up at the home of a local guard and at a temple to the god of hospitality and travelers, right?
Merlin.
Mjolnir.
Merlin.
Yeah, no.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, absolutely. So we rested up, and as we were resting, Lady Amsel and Lobelia shared a tender moment where Lobelia atoned for her past crimes. Then we shopped around town for a little bit. We had a crazy party at a local inn. What was the inn called, by the way? Do you guys remember?
Cat's Claw.
The Cat's Claw.
Yeah. And they had like outside. There's like literally
Yes.
cat's
There were
claws,
cat's claws hanging from the sign. Oh my gosh.
So fucked up.
Really
And
messed up.
Duncan ran off and found Joan, who turned out to be an incredibly flamboyant character. Which was
I mean, Duncan like presented the booty, so
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Duncan was asking for it, but the whole I don't actually know where that character came from, but it was great. And then we traveled down, or we met two new characters. We met Chana, an elf who is in town that has some past history with Duncan. She's a traveling minstrel as well as a tracker. And we also met Scratch, who took a real shine to Fink. And so now Fink has Nose and Scratch tagging along at his heels. Scratch occasionally like pulling at Nose's fur, narrowly dodging a couple bites as they traveled. And Chana led us unerringly to the Dagger Falls, behind which Duncan knew there was a secret passageway leading into the dungeon that we are searching for. And so we stepped in. We got inside. Fink asked a couple questions of a stone gargoyle next to a thick black pool of liquid. And then the gargoyle opened its eyes and snarled a vicious snarl in Fink's face. But let's back up
sassy.
very momentarily.
Okay.
Just like 5 minutes into the past, as each of you stepped foot into the staircase that led down into the dungeon. Now, let me see here. First of all, Lady Amsel,
Yes.
tell me your hit points.
My hit points are currently 19.
And how about, do you have an adventuring gear? I don't think so. I think you have a bag of books.
Yes. Yes,
Say,
books.
in
books.
the voice. That's so good.
Books.
And how many uses does your bag of books have?
5.
5 uses. No, 4, because Lobelia stole one from you. and we
No, but
found
I
it.
No,
got
I
it
get-
back.
I-
And actually, I have 6 because I have The Walking Dead.
Yes, you
Necro
have The
book
Walking
as
Dead.
well.
But since we know what that book is, you have that book in your bag of books, but
it's been
like,
used.
It's been used in that you can't just
Yes.
pull a random book out and be like, oh, it's a book about exactly the problem we're facing. So you have
Got you.
4 more uses of bag of books and a book on the life restoring artifact and a book on The Walking Dead.
Okay.
And you have 3 health potions, right? Lady Amsel.
No.
No.
Oh, yes. I was thinking about the antitoxins I left at the original camp, but I do have 3 healing potions.
Yeah, that's a real tragedy. All right. How many rations do you have? I think you should have
12.
12. Is that right? I think you
Yes.
should have 11. Because we ate 3 over the course of our early adventure. And so when we got back to town, nope, yep, you're right, 12.
I bought a bought. I mean, I gave everyone money. I had to. Like Sean bought 2 more. I think everybody bought 2.
Yes.
Because I just tossed out coin. I don't remember.
But
I'm
we
down.
we took a 2-day trip to reach the Dagger Falls. So, Lady Amsel, you're down to 10 rations.
And I have myself at
By
12
2, I mean
rations.
that's 2 of like 5, right? Because we get
Yes.
like 5 per.
2 times
yeah.
5. 5 uses per purchase.
I just wanted to make sure the chat knew what I meant by that because it was like they're probably like 2. How does that equal 10?
Cool. Lady Amsel, do you have any more interesting equipment?
Just my staff and my sphere of smoke and fire.
Yeah. And you don't know what that is yet, do you?
No.
Now, you are now level 2, is that right?
No. 3, in fact.
Good. The reason I'm asking all these questions is that we've entered a dungeon. Now, dungeons are terrifying places where resources are scarce and you're constantly running out. And so, I need to make sure I know how many resources each of you has. Now, let me think. I need to go back a little bit and talk about your premonitions, Lady Amsel. Ah, right. Yep. Pen and paper, dungeon world, starting moves. So good. I've had a bunch of people ask like where I got the starting moves from. I made them up. It was delightful. Yes. Now, Lady Amsel, you foresaw, what was it? A great treasure locked away with a great evil?
Yes, that's a matter of fact I did.
Absolutely. So as you set foot over this threshold and the cold air of the tomb blows past you out through the waterfall, the sound of the water fills your ears, the rushing, the blowing of the wind, and you come to the recognition that you are leaving behind your previous world of book learning and safe experimentation, and you are stepping into the unknown. And your memory of this encounter with this strange beast, all eyes and wings and fire, you remember foreseeing a great treasure locked away with a great evil. And this memory comes back to you incredibly vividly just as you set foot over the threshold.
Damn, Marcus.
Oh my! What was that?
So let's go to and Lady Amsel, this items that you don't know what they do yet. You can make 1 attempt per level to try and identify them, and that's just to spout lore. So when you get a little bit of downtime, some free time, you can actually sit down and try to recall what you've heard about this sphere of smoke and fire in order to gain a little more information about it. So, Duncan, what level are you?
I am level 2.
And what's your HP?
18 out of 19. Although we did rest for 2 days, so 19.
Yes, you're at full. Because of the travel. Shauna led you unerringly, steering you past all sorts of interesting and deadly encounters. Do you have adventuring gear, Duncan?
Nope, I took 3 coins because I thought that was a lot. Turns out it was not a lot at all.
Well, you know, it's enough for a couple trail rations. How many rations do you have? It should be 10 as well, I think.
Yeah, I have 12 marked down, but we did travel for 2 days, so.
Yes. Do you have any other interesting gear?
Dueling rapier, leather armor, and the flute, and that's it.
Okay. I'm just firing up the bard sheet to double check. Yes. Cool. And Lobelia.
Yes. I have
Oh, wait.
18 HP. I don't know how you all have so much more HP than me. And even
Yep.
the mage does. I don't know what the F's up with that. I guess I dodge a lot.
Spartan races when I was a young woman.
Awesome.
Awesome. I don't even know what the laugh was. I'm like squealing. I'm losing my voice because I was talking so loud yesterday.
Maggie, what level are you?
I'm level 2.
Okay. And you have 10 rations as well.
I have 13 out of 13 rations. Oh wait,
It should be
we
10
went
because
down
we traveled for
10.
2 days,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
spent one as we walked to the town.
Okay, yeah, I'm at 10 then.
Do you have an adventuring gear? I think so.
I do. I do have adventuring gear.
How many uses left?
I have 3 out of 5 adventuring packs left.
And
And we had talked about this in the previous episode, but I just wanted to make sure because we didn't actually roleplay it. But I was going to have her gather potion ingredients on the way there, so I could get the rest of them.
why don't you, let's see, go ahead and go into, well, no, we'll not have you roll for it. I'll just say that you gain enough to make 1 more dose of golden root poison.
Okay.
But this is the weaker version of golden root poison.
Okay. So let me just write that down.
So golden root poison, according to
I'm
the
just going to
rules-
call it lesser golden root.
Yeah, sure. Golden root poison, according to the rules, is it's an applied poison, which doesn't mean applied to a weapon. It means that you are applying it carefully to your target, either to their food or drink, or like carefully directly to them. So it's not something you can just put on your knife. So what we judged is that back when Lobelia was in Gamentha, she had access to much higher quality brewing equipment, and she was able to brew herself a superior version of the poison that worked just on
I have 1
entering
more
the
dose
blood.
of that.
Yes, you have 1 more dose. So let's see, superior golden root, 1 dose, and golden root, 1 dose.
Yeah, and I actually have the brewing ability. That's the one that I took. The brewer.
What does that let you do exactly?
It allows me, when you have time to gather materials and a safe place to brew, you can create 3 doses of any 1 poison you've used before.
Let's give let's give you 3 doses then of real golden root, because you totally had time on the travel.
Okay.
That's fine. What did you use your adventuring pouch for? I remember you took out the tapestry last time. It was not a very valuable one, but it soothed Guiche.
Got beads now.
So
And
one
the
use,
first one,
the latest use was for Guiche. I took out a tapestry and gave him that, and it was like a little woman. And then the other one, what was that? It was like a rope or something. It was for a trap.
it was the spring-loaded trap.
Yeah,
that you
there we
had
go.
in
The
your bag.
spring-loaded trap. Yeah, I just.
You
pulled
still
that
have
out.
that spring-loaded trap.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I'll add that to my adventuring pack then as a item.
Yeah, when you pull something out of your adventuring pack, you've used the pack once, so it goes down, but then you have that object until for some reason you get rid of it.
Or I give it to somebody, right?
Exactly.
But
Do you have any
he's
other
gonna give me the tapestry back, so.
Do you have any other interesting gear?
I mean, other than the daggers and the dagger that I'm holding on to me, nothing really
yeah,
crazy other than my
daggers.
armor, I guess, as well. I think that's all I really have.
You have 3 daggers. Awesome. So let's see. I'm going to go back to Duncan real quick. Duncan, as you step through this doorway, you're reminded that you know that this place was used hundreds of years ago by the great worm Cathrist, who claimed it as a part of his domain. But also that he hasn't been seen for decades now. As the wind blows past you, you almost think that there's a hint of dragon flesh on the air, as if like the stale presence of this great beast has suffused the air. And of course, it was you who led us to this cunningly hidden alternate entrance, and likely allowed us to bypass a number of devastatingly deadly traps at the main entrance. And of course, as a bard, you know that coming into this dangerous place and leaving behind the comforts of civilization, the wines and ales that you're used to, the adoring crowds who listen to you tooting Willie's willy-nilly, you know that this is the only real way that bards make their name known. Duncan, why are you adventuring into such dangerous and unknown territories anyway?
What's your goal for adventuring? Like, what does your character want to do? in his journeys. I would think he'd want to be like building stories and exploring to make. Because I mean, as a writer for lyrics and stuff like that, or I guess for your flute.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm like a musician myself, IRL, so I always like to experience more things in my life so that I have those experiences to like relate back on, or I read stories to kind of relate to people.
I've come to see Lady Amsel die because I'm tired of singing about her.
Oh,
What?
right.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
what?
He wants to tell the full tale of Lady Amsel, beginning to end.
Wow, that's harsh.
Wow. So he can write a story called The Amsel in Distress.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a punchline for a pun. Is this entire adventure's purpose?
Look at his smirk. Look at his smirk.
Yep.
That's totally it.
That's what the song's going to be called. Amsel in Distress. So, Lobelia, our thief. It was you who found the map that led you into the tallest mountain of the Beholder's Eye Mountains. And it was you who suffered at the hands of the blackguards of the past, who demanded that you seek the heart of the great worm Cathrist and bring it to them. Yes. Why are you adventuring into such dangerous areas?
So, Lobelia has lived a crazy life. Not really that crazy. Actually, a pretty tame life. There's like this whole story of Gamantha and how they got to where they are. But when she was on the island, these floating islands that she was from, which are called Gamantha, and
What's up, guys? Sorry about that. My internet dropped. Not much I could do about it. Regardless, though, we are back, and I believe, Maggie, you were in the middle of telling your story.
Kitty!
Meow, 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 meow.
Kitty! Oh, kitty!
All right, Kat, I need to remove you from the desk. So, yeah.
We in order to, amend ourselves from this terrible downtime for you all, we have presented you with the gift of cat.
The cat gift.
But yeah, I don't know where we ended where that cut off. But
Well,
basically,
you were just saying why you went adventuring.
yeah, so Lobelia, her background story is quite interesting. She and her family before the family, like basically on Gamantha, they've all been captured in slavery, but it's much more of like they're content. They have like, what's the syndrome where you actually like your captors?
Stockholm.
Stockholm
Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome, exactly. So they're on these islands. These islands used to be mountains. They exploded because there was baby dragons in there. It's just nuts. Madness happened. And for her, she's lived her whole life as like a carpenter and a shipwright, and she's helped her mother with a bakery, and basically she's been enslaved in all these things, but it's not really enslaved because she doesn't feel that way. It's just that she has a task and a job, and she does those. And for her, she had been dealing with all these like ships that have been coming in and out, and she wants to get off the island, right? So for her whole life, she just wanted to get off this island and adventure and see the world, because she's only seen so much, and she's about like 99 years old. So for her, this is like the first time that she's gotten to see the rest of the world. And she's heard stories. She's seen adventures come in and out of this harbor that's huge, because there's like a waterway and shipwright and like a airship harbor, and also there's mountains nearby. So there's like a lot of trade that was going on and stories that she's heard, but she's never actually experienced them. And for her, it's about seeing and adventuring and exploring. She just
Awesome.
wants to see the world.
Getting out of her comfort zone. Excellent. And I think we mentioned this last time or before the break, but and you are the one who found the map that led us to this dungeon in the first place anyway.
Yes.
So it's
And I have
Yeah.
this lovely thing going on here. I am bound by this pact, and it's like this kind of tribal tattoo that's around her wrist, and it glows. I don't know if you ever have put PlanetSide 2 or you've seen Tron. It's kind of like that glowing like light, like Lumifiber style. and that's what's going on. And Steven had said it kind of stings every once in a while and changes color.
Apparently, Steven's cat just ate his cord
What?
for a sound. Sorry, I left out the important word in that sentence.
Yeah.
Ate his
like
what?
Sound cut
Ate his
out.
headphone
Cat's
cord.
age cord.
Oh
WTF.
my
Oh my
gosh.
god.
That is so funny.
Oh my
Cat
god.
didn't want to be removed from the desk.
He's so angry.
The review of this cat.
Oh, hello.
How you guys doing?
It's pretty
Your cat
good.
ate your
Pretty good.
What
headphones?
happened?
So, like, yes. So, eventually today we're gonna get down and do some role playing. But holy shit, my cat literally just like walked under my desk, sat down above my headphone cords, and then went, "Arf," and I heard the doo doo, and then nothing
Oh,
because
no.
my cat ruined my headphone cords. So now I have to splice them and get them back into working order. Can y'all hear me okay still?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
hear you fine.
There's no echoes from you guys' cams or whatever.
Test,
no.
test. No.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it's good. Great.
It's like it works.
All right, so yeah, I don't know where we were.
I just basically said that I wanted to be an adventurer.
Yeah, it hurts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wrist, I was talking about how I have the tattoo that's packed, and it's kind of like the Tron / Lumifiber style, and it changes colors. And you had said that it hurts every once in a while, like it stings.
Yeah.
That was where it ended, and then your cat.
Yeah.
Then your cat
Good.
happened.
Okay. Awesome. I think then we know everything we need to know about Lobelia. All right. So finally, at the end of all things, let's hear about Fink. So Fink, what level are you? How much HP do you have?
I'm level 2, but I have 8 XP, so I'm really close to leveling up. I was at 19 when we left, but now I'm at 20 because we journeyed. In terms of my rations, I have 12, but I apparently have to deduct 3, so I'm at 9 rations.
No, you should be at 10.
Well, 12 minus 2 sometimes is 9, so
Yeah, it's true. What's your HP?
20.
20 HP, rations. Do you have an adventuring gear?
Yes, I just have gear listed here.
Let's see. I'll double check on the PDF. The cleric.
Yeah, that was my option. It was like something or gear plus rations, and I actually don't know fully what the gear means.
Yeah, so adventuring gear is a pack of like general stuff. Let's see, like how much does a pouch of adventuring gear cost? It's kind of like, you've probably got, some like a rope in there, maybe a 10-foot pole. It kind of carries whatever you need. So it's got 5 uses, and at any time you can expend 1 use to pull out any mundane item. Because, you filled your pouch earlier, right?
Like, even on really terrible circumstances, like we're at the camp, and I'm like, I pull out nail clippers, and you're like, well, okay, that's 1 use of the adventuring gear, and then I can just clip my nails and throw it out.
Yep.
Nice.
You don't have to throw it out. You can keep all of the gear that you pull out of your pouch. Yeah. It costs 20 coins, so basically everything in there is each item is worth about 4 coins. There's nothing really valuable or whatever. But, it's like useful mundane items such as chalk, poles, spikes, ropes, etc. Whenever you rummage through your adventuring gear for some useful mundane item, you find what you need and you mark off a use. So you haven't used yours yet, have you?
I have not.
And we're still at 5 uses. Awesome. Do you have anything else of note?
I have a blue cold refracted gem, 2 coins,
Yeah.
some bandages. I wear chainmail.
Yeah, you've got bandages.
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 Now, hang on. You actually, Sean, have 15 rations. Because you started with dungeon rations, 5 uses, and you chose adventuring gear and dungeon rations, 5 uses, and then you bought 2 dungeon rations last time. So,
Oh, yeah.
you have more
Jesus, I just am this short, overweight dwarf
Didn't we
with
use
tons
3,
of
though?
rations.
You said that we used 3.
I think total thus far we've used 5 because we used 3 and then we traveled for 2 days, which is 5 total. It's because he actually chose the adventuring gear plus rations that he actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't know you began at 5, so for sure.
Sean, we used your bandages once before, so you're at 2 uses on your bandages.
I have. Wait, I thought it was 5 bandage usages total, and I've used 1.
Negative, sir.
Great.
According to the book, bandages, 3 uses, 5 coins.
Oh, that's probably what I wrote down. I probably wrote down the cost when you told me that. I was like, 5 coins. Okay, that means 5 bandages. I get it.
All right, then. So when you crossed the threshold here, cleric, the voice of Garand echoes in your bones, and he says, "My child, beware the fallibility of the weak." And you remember this warning that came to you in a vision while you were traveling through town recently. And why are you adventuring? Think.
Well, I'm adventuring, as most of the high precepts of Garand would state, that it is important for one to pursue knowledge, especially that knowledge that is achieved through personal victory and in combat. The more treacherous the battle, the more deserving one is of said glories. But, of course, someone in the party, I can't remember who, knows a secret about me, that, in my pursuit of knowledge, someone died. And I feel as though I need to prove to myself that I am, in fact, a disciple of Garand with this quest. I've been hunting for some troop to help bring me to some place truly dangerous, truly epic and legendary, because I let someone close to me die on accident, because I was a little bit too headstrong.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. So, as each of you steps over the threshold, it comes to you distinctly that you are leaving the world that is comfortable, the world that you know, the world that is safe. And you're entering a place that is not for people like you. Ooh. That was probably built by someone who doesn't look like you, who doesn't act like you or think like you, who is shaped differently from you. And that you're entering a place that has seen dozens, if not hundreds, of various masters throughout history. You all know from your little experience of adventuring in the past that dungeons of this sort tend to be labyrinthine and complex, composed of hundreds of interlocking rooms that sprawl in any direction under the earth and above the ground. That can be built in a number of different styles at a number of different points in history and with almost any possible danger lurking within them. And so, with that, we flash forwards 5 minutes. And Fink takes his hand off of the stone gargoyle. Around him, we see it's an entry hall with a large domed ceiling. The ceiling above you, which is lit by the light coming off of Scratch's shirt. The ceiling is tiled with gilt tiles. There are gargoyles perched all around the upper ceiling. There are 4 gargoyles perched around this black pool. On the stone rim of this black pool are the words, "Open are the double doors of the horizon. Unlocked are its bolts." And as Fink retracts his hands, the eyes of this stone gargoyle snap open and glow with an inner red intensity as its mouth opens and it darts forwards straight in the direction of Fink. Fink, what do you do?
I go, ah! I'm immediately surprised. I was just not expecting that.
Okay.
So I stumble back and I fall on my butt, and it hurts.
It absolutely does. In fact, as the jaws of this creature close around the lower leg as you flail on the ground on your back, you take 1d10 damage.
Whoa!
My God.
By the way, for all of you that are watching, that is the first time anyone's done a d10. So.
And for falling on my ass? Like, I thought I had a pretty...
No, for getting bit the shit out of by this gargoyle.
Oh, my god, I hope I don't have to roll again for when I hit the ground. All right. I'm going to roll 1d10 minus 1 for my armor, which gives me... What? Oh, I accidentally wrote Raffle instead of roll.
That was anticlimactic. There you go.
All right. You take 6 damage. This thing, like, breaks free of its position with the crackling of the dust of centuries, throwing a cloud of stone and dust into the air. It steps down strongly, crunching, grinding against the stone of the floor as it looks around at the rest of you menacingly. Scratch sort of squeals in the back and goes, "Poor bloody hell!" And Chana like sort of sucks in through her teeth. What are all of you doing? Who's the closest to Fink?
I guess it would be me.
It was you, because me and Amsel walked in the back. Yeah.
Yes.
Other than the other two, because Chana was probably guiding us.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, Lobelia, what are you going to do?
I'm probably going to, like, bust out my dagger. Like, pull it out of my holster and ready it.
Is this a throwing dagger?
Yes.
Are you going to throw it, or are you just waiting for something?
I will throw it if I can do that, sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's a volley.
Mm-hmm. So it's 2d6 plus 3.
All right.
10. And then I
have a clear shot, what with Fink on the floor, so deal your damage.
And that is 1d8, right? Plus 2.
I think so.
Yes. Just 7.
Okay, very nice. So, oh man, where on earth did I put my pencil? Here it is. It's hiding under my paper. Yes. Your dagger goes flying through the air, and with the sound of shattering stone, it drives deep into the chest of this gargoyle. And like you actually see the stone breast of this thing shatter open, and your dagger is sticking out of a molten lump of iron that's beating in this thing's chest. And the lump is pierced by the dagger, and it just explodes outwards, showering the ground nearby with molten flecks of metal. Some of them fall on Fink, and they burn, but they don't deal you any damage. This thing lets out a horrifying shriek, and it collapses forwards, shattering against the floor as it dies.
Is my dagger still intact?
Yes.
Okay. Well, whenever the most opportune moment is, I would like to get my dagger back. And
metal is scorched, but other than that, there's no problem.
Okay, so maybe I wrap it in some cloth or something.
Okay, so you bend down to
and just kind of hold it there until it cools down or something.
You bend down to pick up your dagger, and you hear another sharp crack from the ceiling above you, and a heavy impact jars you on the back and sends you sprawling to the floor. The rest of you look, and you see another gargoyle from the ceiling descend in a flurry of stone wings and land on top of Lobelia. So, Duncan, what are you going to do? You're pretty close to this particular...
First, I want to know where these creatures come from, Steven. Using my bardic lore.
There are now 3 gargoyles around the black pool on the bottom floor, where you are all standing. And there are 8 gargoyles, or 7 currently, 7 gargoyles from up above. Let's see if I can draw a little, just a little reference image real quick here on Roll20.
That is a lot of gargoyles. Fuck.
Fuck!
I thought there was 4. There's more?
So there's a ceiling, and the rim of the ceiling is a circle with 8 gargoyles perched all around. So let me see here. Here is 1, here is 2, here is 3. This one is dead. So then we have a door. Let's remind ourselves what this place looks like. There is a large double door to the east, which is stone inlaid with engravings. There is a small wooden door to the west. which is simple, made of wood, and you remember hearing an echoing song from down it. To the south, there is a long hallway. And to the northeast, there's like a huge rift in the wall, just like a crack, where it looks like this room sort of split in half. And out from this crack is coming this like chilled wind sort of blowing through this hall. I forgot
And we came from where? South?
You came from north, and as you stepped into the room, the wall slid closed behind you.
Oh,
and
okay.
it closed with a click. And now you can barely see where the door was that you came through. So, Duncan, Luperza is currently pinned to the ground by a stone gargoyle crouching on her back, spreading its wings and baring its claws. What do you do?
I still ask you, where do these things come from?
This one came leaping from the ceiling.
No, like, where are they from? Is that where it's from? From the ceiling?
Yes.
Or is it like...
He wants to like spew lore crap. Damn
So
hard.
you are like
He's like,
insulting your
"Back her.
accumulated
She's
knowledge.
dying. It's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Huh, that's a good question. Let me see. Let's see if there's anything in here that actually talks about that.
Oh my god, Sean.
That was an awesome television
Chat
series.
Sounds like boiling up from within the recesses of his spinal cord. JP realizes that these are gargoyles.
From a 1990s children's television
That was
series.
probably the best 90s television show.
Real gargoyles!
Sorry. I had to share that with you guys. It's too funny.
I can't think of a show that was
trying
better
to come
than
up
that.
with something.
So, Duncan,
Maybe like
you know
Reboot
that
or
these
whatever.
things are bred by magicians from the past to serve as guards. Yeah, let me double check what this move can tell you all about. Let's see here. So this is like, you know that they are they're bred by magicians.
Okay.
To
And
be
that-
gargoyles, says Sean.
Oh, gargoyles.
Yes.
Look, you can't. These need to stay private, Maggie.
I can't. It was just too
They're
good.
It's
too
a singer.
awful to see the light of day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I see Fink is on the bottom, Lobelia is fallen on top of him, or is Lobelia next to him on the ground?
Lobelia is next to him on the ground. In fact, Fink has probably stood up by now.
Okay, and
If
there's one that is on Lobelia's back, correct?
Yes.
I'm like hunched over trying to grab my dagger and I got crushed a little bit.
Okay, I am gonna let forth a shattering note, Steven.
Mm.
And let's see
Give
how
us a note, JP.
let's see how high pitch I can make this thing sound.
Awesome.
That's the noise that comes out, and let me roll.
I gotta teach JP how to use the recorder.
2d6 plus.
Oh, I think he uses it just fine.
Oh, yeah, roll plus con, so 2d6 plus 2. 13.
Oh,
Ooh.
man. Awesome.
So it takes
So what does that
1d10
do?
damage,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
deafened for a few minutes.
So roll that damage.
7.
7 damage. Awesome. Okay, so you unleash this blast from your recorder and like focusing your arcane power into the music that you're creating. You unleash this like focused beam of sound waves that actually connect with this thing's head as it's striking down to bite the shit out of Lobelia.
Yeah.
And its head just explodes in a shower of stone shards and dust. So it dies, and as it dies, you hear 2 more cracks of stone as one of the gargoyles on the bottom floor and one of the gargoyles up among the roof wake themselves up from their dormancy.
When I explode that thing's head, I turn to Amzel and make like a "that was pretty good" type face.
Wait, JP, can you? Oh, excuse me, Duncan. Can you show us that face in one quick motion?
I just look over to him and I'm just like,
Ooh, I approve, Mr. Duncan. Quite the display of arcane sound.
So, Lady Amsel, you realize that one of these things is launching itself from the roof straight in your direction. What do you do?
I do realize it, and that is why I have one staff I have a staff in my right hand, and I am readying the arcane energy in the power of my left hand, and I will launch a gigantic arcane projectile at this filthy beast.
All right.
He rolls a 1 and it's just like, I'm
Cast
gonna
spell.
laugh so hard.
you just hear
launch a finger.
his hands are like this, and he's just going, and nothing's happening.
10!
Oh my God, you guys are killing it.
Badass.
And
So
of
this
course,
bolt of
because
arcane energy
don't
flies
forget,
out.
because I have empowered magic, my spell's effects are maximized, or the spell's targets are doubled, which means that my arcane projectile splits in two as it departs my fingers and hits both creatures that have just appeared.
Oh shit!
Oh man, round of applause.
Holy shit, Lady Amsel, you just like this projectile flies, splits into and blasts into both of these creatures. Roll 1 damage, and both of them will take it.
5.
Nice.
Best
Okay.
granny NA.
Number 1.
So, like stone chips fly from the wing of one and from the shoulder of another as these bolts of energy blast them into smithereens. The one that's flying towards you, Lady Amsel, continues. It crashes into you, tearing at you as it goes, and it deals you 1d10 damage. So take that.
I'm sorry.
Lady Amsel, roll 1d10.
Oh, me? It hits me?
It hits you.
She's like, Psh, I haven't gotten hit in all game.
It's like,
It
I
crashes
just
into
launched
you
2 missiles.
uncontrollably.
I'm not as fast as I once was. 2! And I have 2 armor.
Oh my God.
You are so fucking lucky, Marcus.
What do you mean? It's all in the skills.
Okay, Duncan, this second creature is flying down towards you. Actually, no, it's flying across the black pool towards you.
Okay.
Because this is the one from the ground floor. It's got its claws outstretched. What do you do?
I take my rapier and just stick it and point it towards its direction. So when it comes towards me, it hits the rapier.
All right, roll a hack and slash, please.
Oh.
And it's against my dex, right? Because it's a rapier. Yeah.
Yes.
So +0. 7.
Okay, cool. So
I
let's
still
see.
get hit.
Yeah, so you still deal your damage, and you expose yourself to the enemy's attack.
Okay. So it takes 5 damage.
Okay, so it goes collapsing into you, all teeth and claws, and it like, as it's rending you, it realizes that it's been stabbed through the heart, and it again explodes outwards and collapses into a shattered pile of stone. Now you take 1d10 damage from the creature as it collapses into you.
Okay. I take 3.
So, Lady Amsel, this thing is just on the other side of you. It turns around and it launches itself up, flying towards the ceiling again. Lobelia, what are you doing as all of this is going on?
Well, so now that I'm crouched over, am I able to get my dagger back? Am I able to re-stance
Yes.
myself?
You can get your dagger back. You can stand up.
All right, I want to toss my dagger at the gargoyle that is attacking my dear Lady Amsel.
That was the one that just flew up towards the ceiling.
Well, can I still reach him with my ranged dagger?
I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't touch my granny. I'll take
Okay.
it
Don't
out.
let it get away.
So it lands up amongst the gargoyles above as you draw a bead on
And
it.
I roll a 9.
Okay. So you have to choose one.
Okay.
You're either putting yourself in danger, you're dealing less damage, or you're reducing. Oh, you can't reduce your ammo because you're using thrown weapons. Okay. Are you putting yourself in danger or reducing the damage you deal?
I'll put myself in danger.
Okay.
I got full HP. I got this. We got
So-
a cleric, hopefully. Hopefully nothing happens to him.
That the best way to get a shot at this creature is to climb up the face of another gargoyle.
Whoa,
And so you're standing on
shit.
top of a
Badass.
gargoyle, and you fling your dagger.
Dealing 4 damage.
Oh, very nice. Would you roll 1d100 for me?
Oh.
Okay,
18.
yeah, all right. So as your dagger leaves your hand, you realize for a moment that you've sort of lost track of which gargoyle is which. But your dagger flies true. It stabs straight into the eye of one of these gargoyles, and it breaks free from its moorings and goes collapsing down into the black pool, dying.
Well done.
It sinks beneath the surface, which doesn't even splash, actually. It's incredibly viscous liquid. And fortunately for you, Lobelia, the gargoyle that you're climbing on doesn't move. It doesn't even react to your presence.
Nice. I may like rub some golden root on it. No, I'm just kidding.
On that, you can try, sir.
No, I don't want to waste it on the gargoyle. I'm good.
So as you stand, all of you sort of looking carefully at your surroundings, a moment passes, and none of the other gargoyles come to life. So, JP, correct me. Has it been about an hour?
I have no idea. If this is a good break time for you, then it's a good break time for me.
Let's do it.
I thought you meant in game time. I was like, no, it's been like a minute.
Yeah, let's take a 3-minute break, come back, and find out which direction you guys want to travel.
Okay, perfect. We'll see you guys
Oh,
after the
yeah.
quick break. Thanks for watching. More RollPlay R&D coming up soon.